All right. Hey, Josh, how you doing, man?
Good. How you doing, Marcel?
I'm good. I'm good. Just kind of looking over Governor Cuomo's latest comments. Got a little distracted there, but you've
What do you
had
say?
that he's coming to tour the stadium, trying to find a way to get fans safely in and out of the stadium.
Okay.
Says, yeah,
Nice.
something about he's cool with 5,000 people being in there. It's just like getting them in and out. That's kind of the holdup. But either way, you've had a few days now to, I guess, move forward from the Rams game and start to evaluate Oakland, Las Vegas's defense. What are some things that have stood out to you on tape? What are some things that catch your eye that the Raiders do defensively?
Oh, they're very young. They're very talented, very athletic players, especially in the back end. They got guys that can fly around. They're going to come up and, they'll pop you. So we got to be prepared for that. Obviously, they got the two second-year guys and Farrell and Mad Max, and we got to make sure that we're staying on top of them because those are two guys that can get to the pass or get to the passer pretty early and often, I'll say. So we got to go out there. We got to execute. Coach is putting in a nice game plan for us, and we got to be expecting anything that they can throw at us, and just try to break down their film as much as possible. But it's not gonna be a defense that's gonna lay down for anybody. They're gonna come and they're gonna put their big boy pads on, and we got to be ready for that.
Cool. And just quick follow up. I think this will be your first road trip to the West Coast as a member of the Bills. From an East Coast time standpoint, playing a little later than usual, is there anything different about that you're expecting about traveling to that side of the country and getting that 4 p.m. kick instead of the usual 1 p.m. Eastern?
Oh, it's going to be an adjustment for sure. But we got a lot of professionals in this locker room that will handle it the right way and just trust what the schedule is and understand that coach has been here before. So we got to understand that, it's going to be a different schedule. We just got to adjust to it. I don't think it's a huge deal, but I think for maybe a younger team, they might take that away. But like I said, we got really good leadership in this locker room that I trust, and I think we'll be fine.
Bet. All right, man. Appreciate you.
Yep.
Hey, it's John Scott. I was curious how much you're paying attention, your teammates are, and with what the discussions have been like after what's transpired with the Titans and then the things the Vikings have had to do to alter things like that, and how closely you're paying attention to that and maybe discussing how it could potentially affect you guys.
Well, we're not really paying attention to it at all. We're focusing on what we got over here in Buffalo and what we got on Sunday, and it's a really good Raiders team. So, I honestly don't know what's new with that situation. I understand that, as a team, we got to be doing our part and staying safe and staying healthy and not putting ourselves in a position where we could come down with it. So, again, I'm not too entirely sure what's going on over there, and I hope they're all right. But, we gotta take care of what we can take care of and control what we can control here.
Is it a healthy is the wrong word. Is it a reminder to you guys that, hey, even though things have been going well, any little type of thing can take the season or, the good things that you've done to this point and take it off track?
For sure. And like you said, it could be something so small that can, it might cost a game here. And then, it just depends on how the league reacts to it, really. But again, we're not focused with trying to fix schedules or postpone games and all that jazz. We're focusing on a really good Raiders defense and really good Raiders team on Sunday.
Appreciate it, Josh.
Hey, Josh, John Warroway, Pete.
Good to see you. Good
seeing you. If you can reflect back to Brian Daboll and the first time you kind of encountered him, whether it was on their trip to Wyoming or maybe when you first stepped into the building, what is it about you two that kind of has clicked over the years?
Well, I think we have, very similar mindsets, and he's very, very competitive, as am I. He's got some good stories of, when he was a younger guy and he was chewing tobacco and he made a bet with some of his other coaches that he'd stop, and he was gonna stop at any point, but he wanted to win that bet extremely bad, and he stopped cold turkey. Like that's just the type of person he is. You dare him to do something, you bet him to do something, he's going to do everything in his power to make sure that he comes through and bets on himself. So I think that's where we were very very similar, and I think that's why we've gelled so well. I appreciate what Coach Dable's done for me, and the offense that he's put around us here in Buffalo, and the way that he calls games, the way that he trusts his players, the way that he can see a game on Thursday night or Monday night or something, whatever it is, and look at that concept and be like, this would be pretty cool. Let's see if we can use it here. And he's been able to adapt and adjust and find new ways we can get the ball to our guys outside. So it's been a pleasure to play for him.
When did he share with you that the story about the bet?
I think it was my rookie year.
Really?
Yeah, this was when Derek Anderson was here, and Derek dipped every day, but he just got to that conversation where Coach Dave was like, "Yeah, I used to, and I quit, and this is the story how," and it was just pretty cool.
Well, and that must, obviously it struck you.
Yeah, it's just like that's the type of guy he is. Like if I make him a bet, no matter what it is, and we'll throw in little cheap bets, like I bet you a milkshake, or I bet you a Gatorade that you can't do this and that, and it's just like I'm gonna do it, and he's constantly like, I bet you won't make it in that pocket over there when we're throwing, and it's just like he's just constantly in a competitive mood, and that's how I relate to everything. I always try to make it as competitive, and there's always got to be a winner and a loser in my opinion, and he's kind of the same way. It's awesome.
Last thing, and I'm sorry for taking up the time to my colleagues the time, but I'm intrigued. How many times have you won those bets?
I'd say it's probably 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
We go back and forth.
Thanks, Josh.
Hey, Josh Reed here. You guys have gone 10 personnel a ton this year, more than any other team in the league, and way more than last season. How has that kind of impacted the way this offense has come out and put up the numbers they have?
I think it just allows us to kind of force the hand of a defense. If they don't want to bring in another defensive back, I think we've got a guy that can run after catch, guy that can block, and Gabe Davis, and he can do all these little things. If they want to, if they don't want to bring an extra DB, we're going to throw. If they bring in an extra DB, we got a guy that can go in there and block another DB for extra guy in the run game. So I think it just kind of forces the hand of a defense of what they're going to do. And also it's another really good playmaker out in the field. And, I love our tight ends as well. So it's not like we're gaining that much of an advantage, but with what Gabe can do, he's been, great for us so far, and I expect him to only get better there.
Does that impact you at all in the way you're able to see the field and kind of read things?
I think the NFL is moving to this kind of more spread out system, and it's harder for defenses to kind of disguise things. And if they want to bring a guy from depth, and we've got built-in reads where we throw the ball quick, if they want to come from depth, it's okay, because we're going to get out before they get there, and it just kind of opens up some passing lanes. So you see a lot of it now in the NFL, and you see a lot of RPOs and read options and this and that, and forcing teams to kind of spread out, and you art of war, you attack them where they're weak.
Great. Thanks for that insight. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey, Josh, Adam from 780C. Thanks for taking the time.
Yep,
Just
thank you.
Curious if you've seen any of the apology forms on social media now that you've had quite a hot start so far to the season, kind of silencing some of your critics.
I feel like Big Cat sent me something. I don't remember really what it was.
The one that I have here, some of the reasons include, I don't know football, only listen to ESPN, and I was jealous of Josh Allen. Just kind of wondering your thoughts, and even the hot start too. I know you attributed a lot to your teammates, but just something that you kind of have seen from your own personal growth over the offseason.
Yeah, one, the patience that the coaching staff has had with me, the things that we've worked on in the offseason, a la Jordan Palmer and Coach Dorsey and Shea and Dable. And, I really think that diving into the playbook as much as we did, I really feel like I know, answers, to the question. I wouldn't say all the time, but I feel like I got a good grasp of what our offense is doing. I think the better the better I play, the more I know, the more comfortable I feel, and it's just kind of the cycle. So I got to stay on top of it, understand what the defense is doing, understand that, it's not really about what they do, it's about how we react to what they do. So I think that's kind of where we've progressed in that area, and we're going to have to keep progressing as teams start watching film and finding new ways to try to slow us down, and whatever the case may be, we got to be prepared for every situation.
Thanks, Josh.
Yep.
Josh, kind of going off that question you talked about during the offseason and training camp, you said you knew more answers to the problems that you were going to face. But while a lot of people seem surprised that the Bills are scoring 30 points a game, does this seem like a shock to you guys at all? Or was this what you guys were envisioning the offense could be this training camp?
I mean, for sure, we were always very hopeful and very optimistic about, the guys that we've brought in. And again, it's kudos to our front office for, going out, making a trade for Stephon and, bringing in John and Colt last year and then drafting the guys that we've drafted. We've got some serious weapons here. And, the job of myself is to get the ball into their hands on time, accurately, and allow them to make plays after the catch. So that's all I'm trying to do. And we understand that here. And it's fun to be out there. It really is. Guys that really care, guys that are awesome at what they do, and guys that want to see each other succeed. And it's a very good vibe that we got going on right now. But again, we're going to see adversity. We're going to have to find different ways to win football games. And, every situation, every game is a different situation that, Coach McDermott has been able to kind of train us for. And we got to go out there and, again, trust what we've been taught by Coach McDermott and trust the game plan that Coach Dable puts in and try to go out there and execute.
I asked Dable, I think last week, how much fun he was having with this offense, and he says it's only fun if you win. So you're having fun and winning. Yeah,
and it's the same game we've all been playing since we were 7, 8 years old. Nothing's going to change about that. And Cole Beasley said the other day, I'm still a kid. I'm still haven't grown up because we're playing the same game that we've played since we were little. And it's just an awesome feeling to be doing this for a living, and everything that I've ever dreamed of. And it's just you got to enjoy it while it's here.
Thanks, Josh.
Yep.
Hey, Josh, Mark Gaughan from the Buffalo News. The question is about how Brian Dable has, really stressed the receivers being interchangeable. We've seen Stephon lined up on left, right, slot, XZ. Do you feel like it's not simple for teams to just lock up one guy, on Stephon? I mean, Miami kind of did it because they were willing to play man, a ton across the board. But just how do you feel like it's tough for the way you guys use them? It's not simple for defenses to just lock in one guy on Stephon.
Yeah, for sure. And it's just I credit that to, our wide receiver room, Chad and what he's been able to do. And our guys work extremely hard in practice. They work extremely hard in learning the playbook. So that's what makes them, able to kind of play different spots and be put at number 3 or number 2 or outside and be able to move in motion and move across the formation. And, it's not a very simple offense that we're running here. And the verbiage that we have, sometimes it gets a little lengthy, but, we've got, like I said, guys that are true professionals that really work on their craft. And part of that craft is learning the playbook so that they understand what's going on in the course of a game. So, again, it's a credit to those guys for diving in deep.
Thank you.
Hi, Josh. Matt Fairburn here. You're going up against Rico Gafford, a guy that you played with in college. What do you remember about him, and what it'll be like to play against him?
Well, he was a DB in college,
Right.
And I wish like heck that he was on the offensive side of the ball when I was there because he was unbelievably fast. And obviously, I have a good relationship with him, and it's going to be fun to kind of see him go out there and do what we've talked about growing, while we were in college. He was a JUCO transfer. I was a JUCO transfer, so we had that in common, and just a great kid, and it's been fun kind of to see how he was undrafted and he's been battling and he was a scout team guy, and all of a sudden the coaching staff was like, hold up, this kid can play, this kid can move, and he's gotten his opportunity last year and he made the most of it, and I think he scored a touchdown in his first game, and he just walked by people. He's got that game breaker speed. So, I'm wishing the best for him in his career, except except maybe not against the Bills. So, but it'll be extremely fun to see him and get to talk to him again.
Did you ever think when you were playing with him that he had what it takes to play wide receiver?
100%. Yeah. Obviously going against our defense in Wyoming, we had a pretty stout defense. And he was a big credit to that. The things that he did at corner and, intercepting the ball off. And then even in like the return game, he was a problem to be dealt with because of how fast he was and how smart he was. And, pleasure to play with him. It's like I said, it'll be fun to see him again.